Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us here on KREM 2 News First at 4. I'm Regina On.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Whitney Ward. We begin tonight as the Bartholomew fire out in Medical Lake is now officially at 80% containment. It grew to about 200 acres after it started yesterday. We also want to pass along that the evacuations in that area have now been downgraded to a level 2, which means those folks just need to be ready to go at a moment's notice. For the latest on this fire, we want to turn straight to Amanda Rowley, who is live out in Medical Lake right now. Amanda?
Yeah, good evening, Whitney. No one's around, so I'm going to take my mask off so you can hear me clearly. We're posted up here just 2 miles away from Medical Lake, right off of Highway 902 and Bartholomew Road. Take a look behind me. We got some crews out here mopping up the area. They're just one of a few different groups scattered throughout this 200-acre fire. In fact, today I saw a couple of firefighters just coming in just moments ago to get a water break, trying to stay hydrated. Earlier today, we talked to the Department of Natural Resources, and they shared with us what their goals are moving forward to contain and keep containing this fire.
We have over 140 firefighters on the scene today, and we expect to have the same amount tomorrow, and our goal is to extend those distances out tomorrow. Our resources, we'll have identified resources tomorrow available for any new starts. With that cold front coming in, the chance of large fires is high tomorrow, so we will have resources available to respond to any new starts to keep them small.
Things seem to be night and day compared to yesterday. I remember when we were out here over at Fairchild Air Force Base yesterday, you could still see quite a bit of smoke, and now it just seems like it's pretty much all gone. So the good news is, though, it's mostly contained here. Again, crews still keeping an eye on the situation. Reporting from Medical Lake, Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
All right, Amanda, thank you so much. And with that, let's turn to meteorologist Thomas Patrick. So, Thomas, we know today isn't too bad, but tomorrow there is a high chance of those red flag warnings with those winds and the dry conditions, right?
Absolutely. In fact, there was a lot to digest in Amanda's report right there, including the firefighter. Of course, they're watching the forecast. He mentioned that cold front. That's what's going to create the stronger winds tomorrow. So today was really the day to attack that fire, as the winds are much calmer for this Friday. Tomorrow there's a red flag warning in effect for the entirety of the inland Northwest. It is going to be very dry and very windy. So of course, firefighters will keep tabs on that, because those winds can fan the flames, cause new hot spots to emerge from that. So that will be the case for tomorrow. But today the winds are only about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Perfect conditions for those firefighters to attack the Bartholomew fire. Look at current conditions right now. It's 85 degrees, winds at 9 miles per hour. That's the latest observation in Spokane. As mentioned, tomorrow is going to be a plenty windy day. There is the cold front. It pretty much blasts through the inland Northwest during the afternoon tomorrow, creating the very windy conditions, but there's no rain from this particular system. But coming up, there is actually a little bit of some shower chances in our forecast. So we'll go over what days those will lie and what you can expect in the extended forecast as well.
All right, Thomas, thank you very much. You know, here at KREM 2, we continue to be committed to bringing you the latest back-to-school information and also helping you make sense of it all. In Spokane, Spokane Public Schools is getting ready for a distance learning model that is very much going to be real-time, essentially mirroring an in-person school day. They're taking great pride in being able to put that together online. So this district held a meeting that was just last night to update families on the logistics for the start of this upcoming school year. So here are the top takeaways from that meeting. There will be regularly scheduled breaks and scheduled periods for students. Classes will still include PE, art, music, and technology. School meals will also still be available for students who need them. Multi-day meal kits will be available to pick up each week at most SPS schools. And starting next week, schools will be sending out students' schedules. SPS says teachers in the district have cumulatively taken 9,000 classes on technology training to prepare for the transition to online learning.
We're tired. I'm tired of looking at cameras and seeing these young black and brown people suffer.
Well, today, thousands of people gathered at the National Mall on the anniversary of the 1963 Civil Rights March in Washington. It comes exactly 57 years after Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his historic I Have a Dream speech, just days after another police shooting of an unarmed black man, Jacob Blake. Civil rights advocates call for comprehensive police reform and racial equality. Speakers today included Reverend Al Sharpton and Martin Luther King III. Family members of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and Jacob Blake also spoke. Reverend Al Sharpton spoke about how the conversations in America needs to change.
You act like it's no trouble to put a chokehold on us while we scream, "I can't breathe," 11 times. You act like it's no trouble to hold a man down on the ground until you squeeze the life out of him. It's time for a new conversation.
And in the meantime, in the sports world, teams have been postponing games as players continue to protest in solidarity with that shooting of Jacob Blake by the Wisconsin police officer. Today, no NBA playoff games will be played. This will be now the third day in a row with no games. The Milwaukee Bucks became the first team to opt out of playing. Then other teams in the NBA and leagues like the WNBA, NHL, MLS, and MLB all followed.
There's a real human issue here, and we're trying to shed light on that, and we're going to try to put things in place to change that.
So Miami Heat forward Andre Iguodala is a 16-year NBA veteran. As vice president of the NBA Players Association, he's been at the forefront of the players' pursuit of racial justice. WNBA games will resume tonight. According to the NBA and Players Association, games also will resume tomorrow. NHL games will also resume tomorrow. The MLB postponed games on Wednesday. They returned to playing yesterday. 5 MLS matches were postponed on Wednesday, but will now be rescheduled.
And now looking ahead, a protest is set for Sunday in Spokane to honor Jacob Blake. Police in Wisconsin shot him in the back this month, paralyzing him from the waist down. The protest is scheduled for 2 p.m. at Riverfront Park. Organizers are asking demonstrators to please wear a mask. They say there will also be a way for high-risk people to protest from their cars.
Well, in the midst of this coronavirus pandemic, there are not a lot of sporting events going on in our region right now, but tonight, Idaho high school football does kick off. So games tonight will include Lakeland at Lake City, Post Falls at Sandpoint, and South Fremont at Timberlake. Lewiston also traveling down to the Boise area to take on Kuna. Coeur d'Alene High has this Friday off. And remember, fan restrictions are very different pretty much anywhere you're going to go right now. Lake City is only allowing in 1,500 fans, Sandpoint just 650, which will be all parents of players. Now, Timberlake doesn't have a number restriction, but right now they're only allowing family members to attend these games. Lewiston's game at Kuna will have 0 spectators. Brenna Green is going to be live at Lake City tonight to give us more of an inside glimpse on how this is all going to look. So make sure and join us tonight for that at 5 and 6. And of course, Bloomsday may look a little different this year, but that's not stopping people from signing up. So far, 23,000 people have registered to run virtual Bloomsday. Racers get to choose their own course of nearly 7.5 miles, and they can pretty much run anywhere they want in the world. Participants can compete in Bloomsday anytime between September 18th to September 20th, and anyone who finishes will get that 2020 Finisher t-shirt. By the way, registration is still open on the website. You can get more information by going to our website, KREM.com.